Hi, I'm Dennis Scanlon, Vice President here at Etix. I'm here today to discuss a great story about how one of our valued partners has navigated through the COVID situation to become very effective. As we all know, 2020 is redefining many aspects of guest venue interaction and attendance. Etix delivers world-class cutting-edge technology and services to meet the challenge. Our team of experts has stepped up with adaptive tools to meet the rapidly changing requirements to provide a safe and efficient solution for our valued partners and equally as important for their valued guests. Etix social distancing tools and consultation resources ensure best practices are implemented so that our clients can operate safely and within governmental and health safety guidelines. Here's an example of how our valued partner, the Biltmore estate, located in Asheville, North Carolina, was able to successfully open during the pandemic. After a brief pause in operations due to COVID, the Biltmore estate opened on Mother's Day weekend, selling tickets for admission, tours, and activities through Etix. As part of their reopen initiative, they chose to open up in phases. Phase 1 occurred May 9th through the 22nd. Originally, they opened to Biltmore annual pass holders only that were from the 22 counties of Western North Carolina during this phase. Guests were given complimentary grounds access via timed entry to enter the estate. All pass holders and their children 16 years old and younger were required to have a reservation time for the grounds entry. This entry time was fulfilled using the Etix time entry feature. We advised the Biltmore staff not to disclose to the guests the number of tickets available for each time or for each day so that they could comply with the evolving social distancing guidelines. Phase 2 occurred May 23rd through June 30th. Here, the Biltmore opened the Biltmore House and Gardens, Antler Hill Village, and the winery to the general public. All guests wanting to enter Biltmore House had to have a reservation time, and there were reduced hours and capacities in the main venue. Phase 2.3 is where the Biltmore reopened the famous exhibition Downton Abbey. Social distancing measures were in place, including pacings of guests in timed intervals. Next, Phase 2.5 opened starting September 5 and continues on through the end of the year. And in this phase, there are increased capacities for most offerings, ongoing monitoring of behavioral patterns, and adaptation to changing guidelines. They instituted pass promotions, which include an extension of their spring pass sale, and they also offer complimentary guest tickets to pass holders who renew their passes early. They have suspended pre-purchase food options and complimentary estate-wide transportation. All guests entering the Biltmore House are required to wear a face mask and must have a reservation for entry. Reduced hours and capacities in the main buildings in consideration of social distancing recommendations exist. They also use plexiglass partitions at the ticket centers. Here, you see an illustration that the guest must sign an assumption of risk and waiver of liability agreement before purchasing tickets online. The guests are notified of the risks and waiver liability when admission is purchased over the phone or in person. When purchased over the phone, the guest receives the waiver in their confirmation email. During this reopening phase, the estate has gone cashless and implemented contactless scanning. They also have implemented other membership programs to provide VIP access and other great experience for their valued supporters. So the main takeaway here is that the Biltmore was able to open similarly to pre-COVID operations as soon as they could. both safely and profitably, and the majority of the estate is now open. They exceeded their break-even point in June. They established strong fiscal disciplines. They saved hundreds of jobs and ultimately the estate itself. They used minimal credit utilization and have developed new efficiencies. We also need to make sure that the experience is touchless. In this illustration, you will see in just a moment an example of how our kiosk can scan either a printed home ticket, a mobile ticket, a traditional ticket. This is at the Smithsonian Museum in Washington, D.C. Here you see you are getting the same authentication you would normally get, but the guest, again, is 10 feet away from the attendant. The attendant is behind the plexiglass. In real time, the tickets are being presented. And as you can see, guests are able to enter unabated and continue on with their experience. In addition to that, in different environment, Etix solutions also provide for pedestal scanning, whereby in an indoors or outdoors environment, the guest can be up to 10 feet away from the ticket taker behind plexiglass, providing socially distanced solutions as well. And lastly, on the right of this screen, you will see that patrons can purchase tickets using our QR codes, both at the venue, online, in any place you wish to produce those, so that you don't have to have any contact with any individual in the selling mode as well. In this illustration, this is at the National Zoo in Washington, D.C., where these are placed throughout the property in the parking lot, as well as in socially distanced areas at the windows. In all of these cases, what makes the difference is the socially distanced tools that you've come to rely on. These illustrations are really designed to share with you that through active listening, through the experience and consultative services by experts in our industry, we're very proud to have worked with a number of different venues as they pivot throughout this landscape. 2020 going into 2021 will continue to challenge us to evolve and adapt and pivot in ways that we may not even yet know. We're very proud to share that Etix and our partners, through a collaborative process, are finding ways, new and innovative ways, to be able to get back to it and do what we all love and do what we do best. Thank you to IEBA. Thank you for your all support. We are here. We are proud to be a part of the organization in our industry and look forward to interacting with you as you migrate back to the real live entertainment space. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.